This is LTX Studio, an AI you can find online with a great free plan to start experimenting. You'll have tons of fun with it, creating images, videos, and even short stories or films you want to make. This app is cool because with a simple prompt, you can create detailed stories that are wildly imaginative. You can also create characters, add them to your story, and make it very detailed or keep it simple. For quicker results, you can use AI-generated prompts built into the system. It makes story creation much easier, so why not learn how this system works? How do we create our first LTX Studio account? First, let's go to the top left where it says Start for free. Here we can log in either with Google or our email. We'll be asked to accept a couple of options. We need to swipe here and accept our privacy preferences and acknowledge our privacy methods and policies, then accept. It'll ask us a few quick questions about how we'll use the app. We answer, click Next, and here we don't even need to choose. We can click Next directly if we're unsure what to select. We click Done and we've created our first account. Now we can start playing with this awesome program. Here's how LTX Studio works. As you can see, this is the first interface that appears when you log in. Inside you have various options: generate images, create videos using their system for short clips, or start with a concept from scratch. You can create each small image for your story, then maybe add a video to each, or generate videos from the images you've created. You can combine different videos to tell a story. After generating a video, like the one I have here, you'll see different options within the program. Note that you can always change these settings, though I can't right now as I've used up my credit. Well, I've used up all my available renders, so some options are locked. But if you have enough tokens, enough renders, you can change these settings. In this program, you can customize all these options, as we'll see later. Also, these are the different labels you can access in settings. Here you can change the project name, format, and style. As I mentioned, my tokens limit character changes, but you can generate characters. We have a video on creating custom movies. You can add soundtracks too, but I won't for YouTube reasons. You can even add voice covers with narrators or speaking characters. Also, you can share your projects, right? With colleagues or by downloading MP4 videos. Besides the storyboard here, with options for each image and video we've generated, we have a motion view to see each video and edit them however we want, tailored to our needs. Let's check out LTX Studio to create our own videos. Our videos won't be like our stories. For stories and films, we use the format above, but now we'll make videos shown below, which simply generate motion basically. Inside we see examples we can use to learn how it works, or we can drag an image to make videos. First, I'll use one of these to show you a demo. Note that this program works well for still objects, but sometimes struggles with faces and animated things. Let's use the owl video and set the duration, plus we can adjust the motion intensity in this. You can change the movement as desired and so on. Here's a camera control where you can adjust movement and intensity just like before. You can add motion prompts to specify how you want the frames to move, set to keyframes, and change character animations. It's a highly customizable program. I'll add some camera movement and we'll see how this 7-second video turns out. It's not generating yet. This might take a while as it needs to create each image. As you can see, it'll give us different options to choose from for this video. Some are interesting, like the bottom left one, which is quite unique, this owl. The top one's better, the right one's more static, the owl barely moves. And then the bottom right one has a bit more movement. It's not like the left one, but not bad. We'll choose the one that suits us best and stick with this one. Now about image scaling. It looks a bit off right now. Let's say not great in air quotes. You can improve this with the paid version, but there's a preview option here too. Just hit this button to download your video and boom, you've made your first one. I used a test image, but you can upload any image you want and create your own videos. How will we generate our images with LTX Studio? We've reached the image generation section. This part was quite complex, nothing over imagined. Basically, we need to provide a prompt describing how we want the scene to look. Here we can adjust the aspect ratio we want for this scene and its style. As you can see, we have various preset styles here. We could even input an image or enter a prompt based on a photographic inspiration. I'll set the cinematic format, apply it, and use this incredible prompt. We'll generate this image, and as usual, it'll create several options. We can then choose the one that suits us best. As you can see, these images are incredible. I literally asked for a dragon. Look, this is a black dragon on a cliff with all this atmospheric noise. Here, we'd pick the one that fits best, and this would be the final result you get. As you've seen, it works very quickly and simply. You simply select and you can see the image or all options on the right, and you'd have an image to start generating your stories from, as we show in other videos on creating videos or films. Alright, let's create our own movie. We have two options: use a concept or start from scratch. With a concept, we can leverage AI to help us. We'll input a prompt to create the story. The manual approach allows for more detail. Let's start with the concept, but we'll look at both. For the concept, you'd input your prompt here. You'd also specify the genre and tone of the short film. You can add narration if you want, though I won't in this demo. For making your short films, I recommend using an AI chat tool called LTX Studio prompter. Basically, you tell it what you want in the scene and it gives you a prompt with the description, cinematic style, and even special camera instructions. We'll put the prompt here, specify the genre we want, and click next. It'll generate different synopses and we can choose the one that fits best. As you can see, we have two options here. We could choose one or generate more if we wanted. We'd click next after selecting our preferred one. It'll then load the project name and our desired relationship. We can also change the video style used in this project. It'll create characters for our short film too. We'll click next, and that's when the magic starts happening. Here, it breaks down the different scenes for our short film. We'd click next, and the images start generating. Let's take a look at what it's created. It's generated all these main images. We had a brief description for each, but the AI does this automatically based on the prompt and other instructions. It's also determined the location for the entire scene, so we don't need to worry about that. As you can see, it's generated this whole section with all these images. We could then convert these into video by clicking generate. I won't show this specific video, but I'll show you one I've already made, which is this one here. After generating the images, we'd click the button in the top left corner of this video section to view the entire video sequence. Let me tell you, there's one for each section. This is the first part of the story, then the second, the third. Usually it gives us 3, but we can add more if we want. For each one, we can also generate all the images and videos to create a full preview of the entire video. Let's hit play. As you can see from that initial image, it's generating different videos. I won't bore you by showing it all, but these are the options you have with this program. Also, it's fully customizable. You can change this description here. We have a video showing all the options this program offers. If you want to know more, we show you everything. Lastly, if you start a blank project, it would look like this. Starting from the third section, we found ourselves with the option to do it conceptually. Here you'd need to input the project name and all these details the program has generated for us. We only had to manually input the characters. We'd start the project and here we could begin adding the scene description and so on. But we had to do everything manually. Set the location, choose the style if we wanted to change it, add a voice here. But as I mentioned earlier, all these options are explained in detail in a video, so let's take a look at it. Let's take a deep dive into all the options LTX Studio offers us, and we'll do this using a project we've already created. First, let's go over the standard options we have, which include changing all these image prompts we've used to generate them. Also, right here in the settings, you can modify characters or create new ones to add to your story. Add a soundtrack, which I won't do here due to YouTube restrictions. You can even add a narrator or special character phrases. Character dialogues can be added down here by clicking the plus icon to add them. You can also automatically generate sound effects. For instance, if one scene had a sword duel, it could generate effects for the clashing swords. You can also change each character's clothing by modifying the prompt. And let's look at these great options. One very interesting option is to create a composition. This would allow us to change the entire composition of this specific image simply by uploading an image, another image, and copying its composition, or by creating our own sketches. We can change it as if we're making the image based on our sketches. I'm not the best artist, I won't lie, but I'll try to make a rough sketch. Well, I won't digress much more, but as you can see, it has changed the entire image based on the trees I've indicated where the bridge is. And it didn't detect the house well, but if I tried a bit more to make it detect it, it would, because earlier it made a temple here, which you couldn't see. So this is a very interesting feature of the program. Here it'll warn about unsaved changes, but I won't save. I didn't want to save it anyway. We have more options like those in the tools menu. In tools, we can add facial expressions. This should be easier to see now. Here we can change the facial expressions of our characters. As you can see, it's detecting this character's expression. I can even adjust the head position to change where they're looking. It just moved a bit. I can keep adjusting, but it takes time to load because it's processing the image changes. We can also add different options for how we want the character to look, what expression we want them to have. As you can see, it updates as we go. We can also make different face selections. We could change this one, for example. Let's make him look scared. Let's see if it works. This could be interesting. Well, he's clearly sideways and it's not very noticeable. Let's see if I can make the face more frontal for a more frontal facial expression. We can make better changes and create different aspects of the face. Also here we can change the position based on how we generated the image. Obviously, more or less change the position. We can also make custom controls for eyebrows, eyes, winking, blinking, eyebrow and lip positions. It's quite interesting, really. To be more detailed in our projects, we also have an option to remove objects within this application, which isn't bad at all if we want to go in and remove an object that we don't want in the image or that isn't well generated. We can do that. We can also edit the camera angle and move it around as we like. We also have the option to share, of course, either the project with others using our email for people with similar issues by copying the link, and we can even download it as an MP4. If everything was generated correctly, as you can see. I needed to generate more because I haven't generated all these images since I didn't want to create the whole story. And well, here you have many options that you can fully exploit to create your best storytelling or short films. Let's get to what we all want to know. How much does LTX Studio cost? Well, first they offer typical annual or monthly plans, with the annual plan giving you a discount for paying up front, okay? You commit to the annual plan and get a monthly discount. So let me tell you about the plans. You have the free plan first, then 3 more. Well, 4 if we include the business one. The free plan gives us 800 seconds of computing, one time only. So that's your limit, basically. It's not monthly, just once to try it out. It makes images and videos with all the advanced camera features. But of course, we don't have a commercial license, so we can't sell any images we create with it. For the second plan, the annual plan billed monthly, we'd get more computing time, 8,640 seconds. Don't think that's a lot though, it's quite a bit more. But to give you an idea, with those 800 seconds, I can't even generate a full story, not even close. So this would be, I'm not sure, I don't want to guess a number, but more than 5 stories, I don't think so. We had all the generations of images and videos, same as here with more computing seconds, these for each month, and also an editing package is added and video scaling improvements for better video quality than if we used the free version, which had poor scaling. Then there's the standard plan where we would have many more computing seconds per month, well, all image generation video, everything we had before, editing packages, accelerated rendering, and we can add different collaborators to our projects, interesting presentations of projects. And here we also add that commercial license that many of us are interested in to market these videos we're going to generate finally. Well, not finally, but anyway, there's the pro plan besides the business one, where it would be 100 per month. And additionally, we'd have 90,000 seconds of computing time monthly with all the details we had before changing, that we could add 10 collaborators per project. Data privacy is enhanced, and we also had that commercial use license finally. We'd have, apart from the company option, which would basically be talking directly with those who created this app or software and speaking directly with them for a custom plan for your company and a price tailored to what you need. So there you have it. You know, if you want to create videos with pros, these are the prices, folks.